All right, guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be talking about how to properly journal your trades. Now, I see so many people writing like huge essays after they finish their trades and just all these different things. That's just honestly too much and you don't need it at the end of the day. The main goal is to limit how much you're writing down so that when you go back and review it, it's clear and you know exactly what you need to work on for the next day. So with that being said, in this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 different things. So what you actually want to be writing down for each one of your trades. The second one is going to be the statistics that you want to track. And then the third one is going to be how to properly review your trades at the end of the week. That being said, let's get right into the first one. So what you need to be writing down. So this right here, I'm going to be doing everything through my own trading journal. If you guys want this, it's a completely free trading journal template through Notion. You can get it in my free Discord. The link is in the description below if you guys want this. If not, everything obviously works through whatever trading journal you're using. I'm going to show you exactly what I record for each one of my trades. So in this trading journal, I can click start day. My journaling starts about 10 minutes before market open. So what I'm doing is I'm going on the charts and I'm just marking out all my liquidity. And then I want to take a screenshot and paste it right in here. So this is going to show me what the market looks like pre-market. And now I can go here under what's my draw on liquidity, write down what my draw on liquidity is for the day. Where do I think the market is going based off of these certain conditions, right? So I can write that right in here. And then now what I want to do is go up here and I want to just write down what are the current market conditions. So are we ranging or are we expanding? Based on my model, I'm looking for markets that are expanding. Because I trade continuations, I want to see a very clean trend towards an obvious draw on liquidity pre-market. I don't want to see super ranging conditions on the 5-minute or 15-minute. So I just write out exactly what I'm seeing pre-market. That's literally all I write down. So what is my draw on liquidity? 1 hour sell side. It'll be as simple as that. Now, I know there's tons of people that write down a bunch of different scenarios, like for example, what we might do in certain situations. Now, the reason I don't like that is because I can write down an infinite amount of scenarios. And then if one happens, then does that mean it was a good day? Not necessarily. I want to write down where I think the market is most likely going. That's it. I don't want to force my bias on the day, and I don't want to write down too much that it's going to get in my head in case another better opportunity comes. I want to let the market show me exactly what it's doing and then react based off of that. You're going to have a lot less things going through your head when you actually get down to trading. Now, once I'm finished trading for the day, I'm going to take a simple screenshot of my trade, click add new trade in this template, and I'm going to paste a screenshot of my trade. So this is the one from today. Keep it simple. You don't have to mark up your charts like crazy. Just take a screenshot of what you already had marked. Some people write down a ton of different annotations and everything. You don't need that. You need to have your position tool on here. What was your draw on liquidity? And then like a fair value gap that it was reacting out of. This is all that I have in my screenshots. Now I'm going to write down the P&L. So today was like 339 or something like that. These are optional, but the reason why I put this in is just for good data entry so that if I ever want to go back and see the symbol that I was trading, M&Q for this example, then I can filter everything out based off of that. So this is another thing that I like to do is I record how confident I was in the trade. You'll know right away how confident you are before you enter. You know, when you get that feeling after you enter, like, oh shit, like I should not have entered this trade. I do not feel good about this. That's when you're going to write down low. Okay. And then obviously you don't want to be taking trades that you have low confidence in, but it gives you this option. Now, the reason why I just do low and high is because after you enter the trade, like I said before, you know right away whether or not you're confident in that trade. I don't want to be journaling trades with like low, medium, high. Like I just want it to be straightforward. Was I confident in the trade or was I not confident in the trade? The session, I pretty much trade New York session like 95% of the time. But if you trade different sessions, you can record either Asia or whatever session you trade. I also like to record what account I took the trade on. That way, again, I can go back and filter my trades based off of whether it was an eval or a funded account. If you're using TradeZella or something, most of these will already be inputted for you already, so it's not super important. But this is what's the most important part. I have a section down here. What do we need to improve on? What I write down is everything that I know I did wrong. And I also write down everything that I did right. Now, you don't want to be writing huge paragraphs because when you come back to review this, you want it to be simple so you can look at it quick and know exactly what you need to improve on next time. So for example, it didn't happen in this case, but let's say I lost this trade and I lost this trade because there was a 5-minute fair value gap above my stop loss and it wasn't protected. And then we retrade retraced, and then ended up going to the drawn liquidity. What would I write? 5-minute fair value gap above swing high. So that's it. You don't want to be writing down all your confluences and everything. Like some people write like SMT, all this stuff. Every single trade should look pretty much the same. You should be looking for your entry model. For me, it's displacement off of a fair value gap. So I don't need to write displacement after we retraced, tapped into the 5-minute fair value gap, and then got displacement, right? That's my trade setup. I know every single trade I take should look like that, and you can see it in the screenshot. So the only thing you should be writing down is what I need to improve on. Now, let's say one of my issues is that I'm closing trades too early before actually hitting my full take profit. Write down closing trades too early before hitting TP. Now that's it. When I go to review my trades at the end of the week, I can clearly see what the issue was with this specific trade, and I know what I need to work on for the following week. This is also where you can write down one line about how you are feeling psychologically. Did I feel like I was getting a little bit greedy? Did I feel like I wanted to close the trade too early, right? Write down one sentence of how you felt psychologically in that trade, and that's it. Again, some people will write huge paragraphs as to every second how they were feeling. You don't need that. Keep it simple, keep it clean, so that again, when you go back and review it, you can do it quick. And then of course, we can record the P&L as well. So that's literally everything that I'm doing to record my trade, okay? So this is the area that kind of summarizes the entire day. We have my high time frame bias. And now this is where I would also take a screenshot after I'm done trading of what the higher time frame looks like, so that I can compare, was my drawn liquidity correct at the end of the day? And I get a good idea of where the market went when I go back and review my trades. So I would come up here, was my drawn liquidity correct? Yes. Were my rules followed? Yes. So in this trading journal, I have a little section down here where you can write down your trading rules. So now you know exactly what those rules are, so you can write yes or no based off of whether or not you followed those rules. What improvements do I need to work on? So this is for the entire day. So this could be things like, maybe I need to work on trying to find stronger draws on liquidity or whatever, right? So you can write down overall issue that you might be having. This is for the entire day. So let's say need to wait for stronger draws on liquidity. And that's it. That's literally all I'm doing to review my trades and journal them. Now, what statistics am I tracking? So in this trade journal, I keep it super simple, right? This is my free trading journal. All I'm doing is recording my win rate, okay? That's the only thing that gets recorded through here, because your weekly and monthly P&L are really not important, okay? You don't want to be focusing too much on those numbers, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You can see what days you won here and what days you lost and what days you were break even. That's important. You can go back and see how your months were. But what really matters at the end of the day is your win rate. And this trading journal tracks your monthly win rate. So it's going to tell you in July, what was your win rate? And then the next month, it'll tell you August, what was your win rate? And then you can see how you're doing overall month to month. The only other statistic that I like to track, and this can be done in a spreadsheet, or you can add it yourself to this trading journal through a table. If you guys want me to add something like this, I can. But what I'm trying to do with this trading journal is keep it simple and make sure that it's available in the free version of Notion so that everybody can use it without having to pay. When you have multiple charts and everything, it won't work. You can only have one chart. And in my opinion, the win rate is the most important and is the one that I pay most attention to. The other thing that you should be keeping an eye on is how much you've spent on prop firm evaluations if you're trading prop firms, and how much you've made in payouts. That is what your real P&L is, okay? People put way too much focus on how much they're making within those prop firms, but at the end of the day, your income is not realized until you actually take a payout. So it doesn't matter how much you've made day to day within that prop firm until you actually request a payout and receive that into your bank account. That's what you should be tracking. How much money you've made and how much money you've spent on evaluations. Now, those are the only statistics that I track for my own trading, and that's all you guys need to do as well. Keep it simple, because the most important thing is that you guys are actually consistently journaling. The more simple you keep it, the higher the chance that you guys are going to continue to do it consistently. And now the third most important thing that you guys have to do when journaling your trades is a weekly review. Now you can either do this on Saturday night or Sunday. It doesn't matter. I wait till the end of the week when I'm completely finished trading, and I can go back and review every single one of my trades to see what I need to improve on for the following week. In this trading journal, the way that I do it is there's a weekly recap section. You can literally just click add a new page, and now we have all these sections right here. So if it was a good week, you can write that. And now you just want a quick summary of how your week went. For example, Market conditions were clean this week. Lots of A+ continuation setups presented themselves. Psychology was good. That's it. Do a quick summary. How were your market conditions for the week? And how do you think that you perform? That's all you have to do. Again, don't write a paragraph. Just write a couple points and that's it. Keep it clean. This is a section that you can add in what your most common mistakes are. So again, it could be maybe traded against what the higher time frame drawn liquidity was, took a second trade after a loss. So if one of your rules are that you only take one trade per day, then you can write down that you took another trade after losing and you want to work on that for the following week. This is the most important section right here. So what is next week's focus? So this is going to be improving your mistakes right here. Follow my rules and don't take trades against the high time frame draw on liquidity. And then the second one is going to be take only one trade per day. That's it. So this section right here, you could take a screenshot of your best trade and your worst trade. Then you can kind of compare what the best setup of the week looked like compared to the worst. And that's it. That's literally all you have to do to journal your trades. Again, keep it as simple as possible. So now if I ever want to go back and look at one of my other trade recaps for the week, I can go down here and then it saves every single weekly recap on this journal. And then any trade that I want to go back and review, this is the screenshot with the day, and I can click this and I can see exactly what trade I took on that day. Again, the idea, guys, keep it as simple as possible. Don't be writing crazy paragraphs or anything like that. Don't be tracking a million different statistics because there's only a few that actually matter. And the longer you trade, the more you'll realize what's actually important to you. Again, for me, win rate and then my prop firm spend versus income is the most important thing because that's your real P&L. You don't need the weekly P&L. You don't need the monthly P&L. It's not important. So guys, that was just a quick video on how to properly journal your trades. If you guys want this completely free Notion trading journal template, you can join my free Discord in the link below where you can access it. This is honestly going to be one of the biggest improvements to your trading if you guys don't already journal. And if you do journal, simplifying it to only what's important is going to significantly increase your win rate because you know exactly what you have to work on for the following week. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching and we'll see you guys in the next video.